So Maru has lost 4 of his 5 recent Pro League games. And I still think he's obviously top Terran in the world right now, but I don't know, 13-8, it's starting to look like a less solid win ratio here.
Yeah, something happened to Maru. I mean, me and you even casted the GSL Global Tournament, and he didn't look good there either, losing a San, and he just like, I don't know, something's going on with him. And same thing for Sniper, once a GSL champion, kind of falling pretty rapidly here. Now at the 2-4, he has not won a game against Terran, he's 0-2. I feel like this is a match between 2 players that want to turn their slumps around.
Yeah, I feel like Sniper is almost overvalued for his GSL win, and I feel like it's been long enough, and he's failed continuously enough recently that I can actually come out and say this, but I feel like he won that tournament off of his great ZVZ skill at the time, a tournament full of Zergs. And now when it's a world full of Protoss, things get different. He's playing against a Terran here, though. Maru, the big favorite. The map is King Sejong Station.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the bottom right on King Sejong Station in the green now for JINAIR Green Wings, it is Maru.
And his opponent in the teal, sporting a nice haircut, the GSL champion, it's Sniper.
This guy says it's his first time at Pro League.
It's his first time. I'm sure it won't be his last.
You always need to get that first time in. From there, you can be a lot more relaxed. You know what to expect.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people asking whether you need to pay money to get into the studio. No, you don't. You just walk in, and usually you can receive stuff sometimes. You know, they even have the points thing here.
Yeah. Yeah, just walk in, sit down, chill out, relax, and enjoy the show.
Yeah. You can even come down early. They have, like, computers in the back where you can play some games.
Yeah.
If you want to do that.
Sometimes we have raffles and drawings and prizes. Really just depends. But if you're wondering what's going on in the studio, you probably hear from us because we talk about it all the time. Now,
Yes, we do.
Again, second round, JINAIR and MVP.
I think that's referring to those guys fighting in round 2 finals.
Yep.
And JINAIR, they pretty much crushed MVP in that finals. JINAIR was so big, and so was MVP in round 2, but both of these teams have fallen so far in round 3. Sad to say.
Yeah, it's true, though. You know, one result isn't going to protect your name forever, so.
Well, Sniper going with the scouts. We saw this yesterday out of Life, just going around that middle thing there to get the scout and make sure there's no proxies. And then he brings that drone back and makes that hatchery. Small price to pay for a little bit extra scouting information just to be safe.
Yeah, I mean, you'd rather see that there's no barracks and then add the hatch than see that there's a barracks and you're going to die.
Yeah.
Or rather, see the barracks after you've already planted the hatchery, then die.
Yeah, especially against Maru. He's done it on this map, I think, at least twice to go
He
for
does
that
it all
proxy.
the time.
Yeah.
Well, that SCV went down here, I guess, to check to make sure there were no weird things going on. No early lings. There are also no proxy hatches. That is natural. And is now going to make that wall, that tight wall in. And as the Reaper comes out to scout, do a little bit of poking, see what he can get done.
Yeah. This is basically the standard for TVZ right now. Terran's going with the Reapers over here to get the scout on. It's especially good on this map. You can jump up so many of those different ledges. I mean, even just right into the main base from the side and the left side. You can just get all the scouting information you need and just be safe. I feel like it's the best opening here for Terran against Zerg these days.
Yeah. Well, let's see what he... I mean, let's see how many Reapers he actually commits to, because we've seen a lot of players committing to 3 Reapers recently instead of just the 2. But I feel like Maru's a 2 Reaper guy. Starts a factory now. So it's going to be tough to start a 3rd Reaper right away. And just going to tickle this hatchery for a little while, see if we can find these Zerglings that come out. If you can pick off any of the Zerglings, that's great. And just getting that information about what sort of gas mining your opponent has is pretty important here, too. See, he's only 1 in the geyser.
And your call on Maru being a 2 Reaper guy is correct. He's going to start a reactor right away. Going to swap that with the factory, of course, to make the Hellions. Just make a couple of those guys and just be very aggressive.
I wonder if Maru's a 2 or 3 ice cube guy.
In his drinks, you mean?
Yeah. Like when he has like an orange soda, does he like 2 or 3 cubes? I wonder if it corresponds to his Reaper count.
I never understand the counting of the ice cubes, because what if you have like a big red solo cup? You're gonna need more ice cubes, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's not the kind of party I like to be at. Well,
Alrighty then. Well,
oh whoa, some Reaper kills here.
yeah, that Reaper getting 2
That
kills.
Reaper
his buddy,
himself is a 2-kill kind of guy.
Yeah. Look at that. The other Reaper just supporting, gets no kills.
Yeah, he got the assist, but like his friend's always going to be like, yeah, I got the kill actually. I got 2 kills. I went 2-0. The other guy's like, well, you wouldn't have got those kills weren't for me, but there's always that weird debate about whether who actually should have gotten the kills or was it a kill steal.
That was totally a kill steal. I mean, you can time those shots, definitely. The Reaper was just not very generous for his friend.
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, he is building up some Hellions here. Looks like he's going to wait with them before he moves across the map. And since he's a 2 Reaper guy, doesn't have that extra 3rd Reaper DPS to start this hatchery. And from here, he does start stim, so we're not going to see any more mech on this play, on the mech play on this map today.
Yeah. Yesterday we saw Byung versus Life on this map, another TVZ actually in the same locations, and Byung actually went for the 3 Reapers, got the Hellion harass on, did a lot of harass, and went straight into mech. But we're going to see Maru. I think he's a bit more comfortable with the bio, so I like the fact that he's going for the bio here.
Yeah, I feel like the only player Maru should mech against is True. That's it. Because True's just all about mutiling Baneling.
Yeah.
He's a bit weak to mech, but otherwise his style is solid. Talk a bit more about True later.
If he plays.
If he plays.
He's in that 4th match.
Now, I mean, there's a lot of Hellions here. Well, the crease spread is solid so far. Just needs to make sure he doesn't overextend with his queens. Pulling the Hellions back, keeping the Reapers here for a bit long. And the Reaper, of course, will regenerate without repair or any sort of healing on its own. So I guess you could argue the Reaper should take the hits first if possible, because they're going to get it back, whereas the Hellions, when they take hits, not going to come back until they go home. I don't think that was really his idea here, but I'm just theory crafting.
Yeah. Well, he's continuing the harass here, and these queens right now with the Zergling backup, they should be okay. I mean, this harass isn't really being microed too much. I feel like Maru's just worrying about his base so much right now. He's just like kind of not even moving these guys, but he's going to get on that right now, I believe, to start harassing at least at the 3rd base. It's pretty vulnerable over there. There's no spines as far as I can see. Could actually just go around the other side. Maybe he doesn't want to get caught from behind.
Yeah, I think he's just a bit nervous. He's just wanting to play this a bit safer, a bit timid. Doesn't want to lose his map control here. And I can respect that because he's about to take a 3rd command, so that's what he wants to do. And he's already got that set up to lift. So and I think in his moment right here with these units, he's just thinking to himself like, okay, poke a little bit if I see an opportunity, but really want to keep these Hellions and make sure I can hold that 3rd base pretty soon. Is lifting it over right now, going to land that. He's got his 1-1 upgrades coming through, and Stim is done. Starting to get those medevacs out.
I think it's smart because he... What was I going to say? I totally lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I like had an idea in my mind. I was just like, oh, well, now I don't know. But those Zerglings are going to stop that Reaper. Whoa. Oh, okay. I got it. What was I going to say? A lot of times you see Terran players, they commit way too much to the harass. Well, hold that thought. I thought he was going to commit to the harass, but he does not. And he's going to fight these Zerglings pretty nicely here, actually. He doesn't lose much, but what I'm trying to say is a lot of Terrans commit to the harass, and they lose everything. They lose all their Hellions, they lose all the Reapers, they lose total map control like you were talking about. And when you do that, you allow the Zerg to be a lot more comfortable, which leads to them taking more bases, allowing to drone up harder and get their economy up. And that's not something you want to do. You want to be out here clearing the creep tumors, doing this kind of thing. And so far what Maru's doing, I'm liking it.
He saw the Spire, so he knows that timing. So he knows the Mutalisks aren't out yet. And it looks like he's going to be aggressive here. He's actually eliminated so much of this creep. And Hellion's over here to protect. Let's see what he goes for. It looks like he's actually just going to go ahead and snipe this Overlord since he's spotted. Not too much else going on here with this drop right now. He could lift in the main, but now the Banelings are already there, and they have speed. And Mutas are out too, so he needs to really be careful not to overcommit right now.
Yeah. 6 Mutas right now have been made. He's going to drop on this little lip here. I like this. He's going to defend the units that are going to be dropped here. And he can start picking out those Banelings, trying to micro his way here. This is what we see Maru do all the time. Sniping 2 Banelings with the Marauder. Very nice work here. Continuing to do that.
Yeah, and the Mutas can't really get over here to oppose him right now. He's actually just coming over and just trying to kite away. As soon as they get to the edge, he just picks up. The Hellions on the ground on hold position, just do so much extra AoE. Even the Marines on that little icicle rock lip thing that sticks out, whatever you want to call that. He's on there, did some extra DPS.
Yeah, and actually, Maru's coming in with more drops here. He burrows a Widow Mine, does get exploded by the manual explode on that Baneling. Very nicely done by Sniper, but he's continuing to harass here in the main base, and now he's going to the third base as well.
Yeah, he's just all over the place. Need to be careful, though, with his medevacs. But this damage here on the main base is starting to add up because it's just so hard to deal with this as a Zerg player. You just come in and snipe a medevac, though. Nice control here. And this isn't really doing anything, so I think it's time to kind of sit back and let it go right now. You just stop the harassment. I don't think he wants to lose his medevac because then he's got these units trapped up here on the cliff, which are then going to die. Okay, that was really nicely controlled.
Wow, actually the Muta's trying to fight against a bunch of Marines here. Not the best situation for those guys, but it looks like they might be able to snipe that medevac. They do that, and now the surround, as these units cannot be picked up, is going to be good here for Sniper.
You know, a few more shots on those Hellions could have actually finished off the rest of the Lings. Didn't end up working, but this next push that's coming across is so scary because it's going to have 2-2 in just a second. It looks like just a little bit ahead of the 2-2 for Sniper. More importantly than anything else, just look at the supplies for these two, the army supply as well. This is just a very strong Terran army that's compositionally built to destroy and wreck the army of Sniper. He wants to just come over here and kill this fourth base. I think he should be able to do it reasonably well here. He's got so many Widow Mines at the back to support as well, so he can just fall back to those when he needs to. And Sniper's just going to have to let this base die. There's not much else he can do. He tries to fight here at the last second with the Broodlings. And the Widow Mine shots here, not the best, actually.
Yeah, not too good. It looks like the Zerg is going to overrun the Terran army. And now, look at these reinforcements. It should be enough. Sniper seemed like he wanted to go a little bit aggressive here, but Maru was ready and waiting with the rest of his army.
Now chasing here, a lot of these Marines up at the front. Gives the Widow Mines time to burrow, though. And these Widow Mine shots don't go off. Good swinging here by Maru, but at the same time, Sniper has a large army here. And he might just have enough to break through. It's going to be close.
It's so many Zerglings right now surrounding so many of these Marines. But again, the reinforcements that are 2-2 right now, so strong.
Yep. Both players hitting that 2-2 by now. And this attack over here is probably going to force a cancel on this natural. This is something that Sniper really needs to deny right now. This is what this matchup is oftentimes all about, just the fourth base for the Zerg. Can the Zerg hold on to it and mine from it? If the Terran keeps denying that, the Terran is going to be ahead.
And now those Banelings, they're trying to morph. Finally, they do get morphed. They do have the speed now. And it seems like he's trying to overrun. He's even trying to harass over here. Might get a depot with those, like, 2 Zerglings over there. But again, this fourth base is just, it's going to have to be surrendered.
Yeah. Just looking at this again, I mean, he doesn't have enough units to actually kill that base altogether right now. But with the reinforcements he brings over here, well, he takes his own fourth forward position here, which is almost certainly made into a planetary. I don't think that he could save this base this time, although he does zone him out for now. Base can't be canceled anymore, important to note, so if he kills it this time. And here we go, he targets it, fighting a little bit here, just leaving a few Marines to target the hatch while the rest of them begin to battle the rest of the army.
And the Banelings do roll in. The Widowmine shots, again, are pretty decent. The splits are way too good, and the Banelings basically hitting nothing as they went by, except the guys who are focusing down the hatchery. The hatchery goes down again while Maru is taking a fourth base. I feel like this constant aggression out of Maru is too much to handle for Sniper.
Yeah, he's going to lose another geyser here even, which means he's not going to be mining that extra gas. These Lings over here, I mean, they're popping out to die right now. He's just doing this so well, so methodical, so meticulous how he pushes across the map. Drop here in the main base, and I feel Maru has just done too much damage. He's denied too much mining. He's about to have that super terrifying +3 attack for his bio, and the Widowmine shots, even though they're not the best sometimes, they're tanking a lot of Baneling hits. So Banelings hit Widowmines instead of the Marines, still perfectly fine.
Yep. Totally fine. Maru has so many reinforcements, again, just coming across the map. This natural hatchery looks totally defeated. These Mutalisks are trying to do something. I mean, maybe when the Zerglings pop out here, he's going to try to go for a final attack, may be able to clean it up, but again, more reinforcements, just this line continuously coming across the map, and oh man, this is hard for Sniper fans to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely rough right now. Sniper looks defeated in his camera shot to the bottom right. Banelings here, his last attempt to hold, but there's too many Marines here on the ground with Widowmines. Even if the Mutalisks kill all of this, they've lost too many. And I think that's exactly what we're going to watch. Nope, never mind. Reinforcements coming through. It's just way too much, and I don't think he's going to hold here.
Yep. They finished the 3, the +3 upgrade to his attack as well. It's just way too much for the Mutalisk, who do not have the armor to deal with this as well, and that should be it. Maru using all of his minerals, as our observer does show us, and that natural hatchery goes down. These drones are not going to be mining. Sniper's desperately trying to get a 3rd base now over to the east side of the map, but Maru's just going to push through.
Yep, that's game. He's just trying to accept it. GG. Maru showing why he is the best Terran player in the world, despite being in somewhat of a Pro League slump right now. Definitely a much higher caliber player than the likes of Sniper, who, you know, I give it to him. He was once a GSL champion. He's just not on Maru's level right here, right now, today.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Players like Maru have just taken the next step, whereas Sniper has kind of taken a step down. So we're seeing Maru come through with the victory for JINAIR here, now 2-0. And we're having a live up coming up here next for MVP. Could he be the last hope? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, that's really not somebody you want to have in the booth when it's down to the last straw. And I say this knowing Alive for many a year. You know, one of the Korean programmers I was a little bit closer to, especially when I first came to Korea. Definitely a talented player, and he was one of the best Terrans in the world for a long time. But these days he's doing a bit of a, how do I explain this? I feel like he's returned to Korea after playing elsewhere for so long that it's hard for him to really adjust to the level of play here, especially because the level of play in Pro League this season compared to what it was last season is so much higher, and it's definitely going to be tough. I'm really curious to see if any of the Koreans think he can do it, like prediction-wise.
Yeah.